Hey, welcome. We're here today at Chris Can Cook. We are going to be making dang dang noodles. My brother and I were out to dinner the other night and I had dang dang noodles and I was very disappointed. So I have become obsessed with but making this dish and making it awesome. So that's what we're gonna do. Put a little oil in the pan, don't need a lot. We're gonna start off by cooking our pork. We're gonna let that brown on high heat until it gets nice and caramelized. We're gonna make our sauce for the dang dang noodles now. It's made with a sesame paste. Don't use tahini. You want to use Chinese sesame paste. It's a toasted sesame paste. About a half a cup of soy sauce. A little bit of black vinegar. We have a little bit of sugar, Szechuan peppercorn ground, and Chinese 5-spice. We're going to start mixing that together. You see how it's coming creamy, nice and creamy. If it gets a little too thick when we cook our noodles, we'll thin it out a little bit. So now it's coming together nicely. Now we're going to add our chili oil. We made this homemade chili oil. It's just a neutral oil, vegetable oil, or a canola oil, something neutral in flavor that you heat up to 325 degrees with some star anise and cinnamon in it. Let it steep for about 7-8 minutes. You remove the star anise and cinnamon, and then you add your chili flakes. About a cup of chili flakes for 2 cups of oil. And this is a half a cup of the oil that we'll add to this. Now, we're going to check our pork, see how it's browning. And chop it up so it's nice and fried. See how you're getting a nice caramelization on the pork? That's what we're looking for. Nice browning right there, right here. It's going to all be like that at the end. And you'll hear the water kind of coming out of the meat. That will all reduce out. And then the oil that's left, it'll start frying again. So don't stop it early. You want to make sure you get all that liquid out. And that liquid will turn into flavor as it reduces out. And then we'll be frying again the pork. And it'll get crispy brown. Okay? We're going to let that go. We're going to finish our sauce really quick. We're going to add a little bit of fresh ginger. About a tablespoon of fresh ginger to the sauce. About a half a tablespoon of fresh garlic and some finely minced scallions, a tablespoon also. We're going to turn that into our sauce. And you can see it's pretty thick, so we're going to need to thin this out with some of our cooking liquid from our noodles, which is fine, to make it a nice sauce consistency, which will sit underneath the noodles. I'm going to turn up the water now to high to make sure it comes up to a boil so we can cook our noodles nice and quickly. The noodles are Dan Dan noodles, or they're a wheat-based noodle that are fresh. So if you're looking for them at the Asian market or wherever you're going to get them, you need to go to the refrigeration section or just ask like I did where the heck they were because I couldn't find them. And they'll cook in about 2 minutes, as you'll see here in a little bit. Alright, we're starting to fry again now. All the liquid has come out. I'm going to continue chopping it up so it's nice and fine, like a nice mincemeat. You don't want real big chunks, you want it kind of nice and fine. Alright, we're just going to let this sit and nice and caramelize again on the bottom. Our water's up to a boil now. And I'll leave the lid on so it doesn't evaporate and add a little bit of salt. Not going to add a lot of salt to the water. Just enough to season the noodles lightly, as there's a lot of highly seasoned ingredients in the dish itself that are salty. We don't want to make it too salty. So I don't know if you can hear that. The noise of the pork now is just fried. There's no more evaporation. It's getting nice and caramelized. We're just going to let it sit and do this thing for another couple of minutes here. And then we'll start adding the rest of our ingredients to this, and it'll be done. And we'll just set it aside until we're ready to assemble the dish. Alright, so let it sit again, that's fine enough. That'll be a nice mince on it right there. That'll be nice on top of the noodles. Just gonna let it crisp up a little bit more. Well, that's there. We're gonna get some of our garnishes over here ready to plate. I took care of all this stuff ahead of time, all my garnish work. Bok choy, you can see I just split the leaves on the bottom so that they cook evenly. And then the cores, I just kind of left the cores together. And you can see just kind of score them a little bit so that they all cook evenly once we get into the pan. And I have some chili peanuts here, which are just peanuts that I've toasted with a little bit of olive oil and togarashi, which is a spicy chili with sesame seeds, a little salt in it as well. And those are going to be tasty on top. You look on the bottom now, see that? That's what you're looking for. Nice and crispy. Okay, we're going to give it a stir, get the other side crispy. Alright, I think we're looking good here. We've got lots of good crispy bits. Alright, now we're going to finish seasoning our meat. And you see there isn't a lot of fat left in the pan. You start with just a very little bit of oil, because you got the fat from the pork coming out. And that'll mix and then incorporate into the sauce. Alright, we have a little black bean paste that we're going to add. It's about 1/3 of a cup. We have the Chinese cooking wine, shoyu. We're going to get our bean paste in there and let that caramelize a little bit with our meat. That's going to darken our meat also. You smell that, man. Oh goodness, that's good stuff. Okay, all right, we got a black bean paste in there now, nice and incorporated. We're going to add some ginger, a little bit of fresh garlic, some green onion, scallion, whatever you would like to call it, it's fine by me. We're going to incorporate that. We're going to toast that and let that saute and become nice and aromatic with that meat. Wish we had smell-o-vision, because this smells really good. Then we're going to add our shoyu wine. It's about 1/3 of a cup also. We're going to add about 3 tablespoons of dark soy sauce. Give that a quick. It's just going to glaze the meat. You want nice glazed meat. See how nice and dark that's gotten? Oh man, it's going to be good. We're going to finish it right now with a little bit of pickled mustard. Okay, that goes right in. A little pinch of sugar. Teaspoon. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off now because we're done reducing. We're starting to fry again. And we just want to warm all that through. Okay. We're going to add just a pinch of 5-spice powder. I love the smell of 5-spice powder. Going to do a little dusting of that on there. And that's that. That is ready to go. So we're just going to give that a toss. We're going to set it aside until we're ready to plate. Get the noodles out and get ready to cook those. These are Dan noodles. They need to be refrigerated. So you keep them refrigerated till the time you're going to cook them. Probably different purveyors have different times of cooking. These are 2 minutes for this brand, okay? And if you get a dry one, it'll be a longer cooking time. I couldn't find dry. I wanted to use dry, but all I had was the fresh. All right, we got our pan heating up here on high heat. And we're gonna just simply saute our bok choy. That's gonna be one of the garnishes on top. Very simple, it's just gonna be quick saute, a little salt, ginger, garlic, and scallions. We'll wait for our pan to heat up. We can go ahead and start adding our noodles. So they're nice little bundles. I'd say each bundle is a portion per person, so we'll do 6 of them. So we're just gonna get them in there, kind of just gently and swirl them a little bit so they come apart. You don't wanna break them. gonna pop the lid back on here to get it back to come back to a boil real quick. And now our pan's nice and hot over here to start our bok choy. You'll hear it sizzling, nice. And they're gonna break down, don't worry about that. We'll add a little bit of our cooking liquid from the noodles also. I'm gonna just hit them with a little bit of salt. There we go, noodles are coming up. They're just about done. I'm gonna take a little bit of this water, put it in my pan with my greens. I'm gonna taste the noodles and see if they are done. They are hot. Oh shit. I didn't need for that to happen. They need another second. They're still a little al dente. Another 30 seconds in there and they'll be ready to go. Our noodles with our bok choy tossed, you just get nice and little caramelization on there also. At this point we're going to add some more ginger to this. A little bit of garlic. Some scallions. Now our noodles are ready. I'm just going to step away for 1 second to drain these. Quick rinse. And then they're ready to go. Just going to hit them with just a little bit of oil just so they don't get all stuck together on us while we're waiting to plate the dish here quick. I'm going to give them a quick toss with the oil. Bok choy is ready. See that? Nice and caramelized. I'm going to set that aside. We're going to get our plate. We're going to take our sauce. We're going to add our sauce right to the bottom of the bowl. Take your noodles. Build those right into your dish here. Alright, then we're going to come over here. I'm just going to grab some of that pork mixture and put that right on top like that. And put a few pieces of bok choy on there for garnish. Oh, that smells so good. There's bok choy. And then we're going to garnish it with our scallions and peanuts. And you're ready to eat. Little scallions, little peanuts, and then you just stir it together. That's good. That's really good. You're going to enjoy that dish. Try it at home. See what you think. It's absolutely delicious.